Florida. Land of sunshine, beaches, and alligators. Lots and lots of alligators. This ain't no theme park gimmick, folks. This is the real deal. Florida's got a unique ecosystem, a watery wonderland of swamps, lakes, and rivers. Perfect for a certain toothy reptile. They've been here for millions of years, these ancient creatures. Longer than us, that's for sure. And they're not going anywhere. Florida's nickname, the Sunshine State, might bring to mind images of beaches and palm trees. But venture a little inland, and you'll find yourself in a different world. A world of murky water, cypress knees, and the beady eyes of alligators watching your every move. It's both beautiful and a little bit terrifying, but hey, that's Florida for you. So, you want to see a gator, huh? You're in luck. Florida is the place to be if you're hoping to catch a glimpse of these fascinating creatures. Florida's got them in spades. From the northern parts of the state to the southernmost tip, alligators are a common sight. Head on over to the Everglades, a massive swamp that stretches for miles. This unique ecosystem is a haven for wildlife, especially gators. They call it the River of Grass, but it's more like a gator buffet out there. With its vast wetlands, the Everglades provide the perfect environment for these reptiles to thrive. Then there's the aptly named Alligator Alley, a stretch of highway where you're more likely to see a gator crossing the road than a deer. It's a surreal experience to see these creatures so close to human activity. Just keep your eyes peeled and your car windows rolled up. Safety first, folks. But it's not just the Everglades and Alligator Alley. These prehistoric predators are known to wander into suburban areas too. These prehistoric predators are everywhere in Florida. They're in lakes, ponds, and even in the most unexpected places. They're in lakes, ponds, even golf course water hazards. Imagine teeing off and spotting a gator lounging by the water. You see, gators are adaptable creatures. They can live in a variety of environments, making them incredibly resilient. They can thrive in both fresh and brackish water, which means they can pop up just about anywhere there's a bit of H2O. From rivers to marshes, they make themselves at home. So next time you're in Florida, remember, you're in their territory. Respect their space and enjoy the unique experience of sharing the land with these ancient reptiles. Here's a fun fact for you. There are an estimated 1.5 million alligators in Florida. That's a staggering number when you think about it. That's right, 1.5 million. Imagine that many alligators spread across the state. To put that into perspective, that's more alligators than people in some states. It's almost like they're everywhere you look. So, yeah, they're kind of a big deal down here. You might even say they're part of the local culture. And by big deal, we mean big teeth and an even bigger appetite. These creatures are built to be efficient predators, but don't worry, they're not all out to get you. Most of the time, they prefer to avoid humans. Just, be aware of your surroundings. It's always good to stay cautious, especially near water. These aren't just any alligators, mind you. They're unique in their own right. These are American alligators, the largest reptile species in North America. They have a significant presence in the ecosystem. They can grow up to 15 feet long and weigh over 1,000 pounds. That's a lot of gator. That's bigger than a motorcycle. Just imagine encountering one of these giants. And their bite force? Don't even get me started. It's one of the strongest in the animal kingdom. Let's just say you don't want to be on the receiving end of those chompers. Respect the gator, folks. Always keep a safe distance and admire them from afar. Now, before you start having nightmares about giant lizards, let's give these guys some credit. Alligators are actually an important part of Florida's ecosystem. They're apex predators, which means they help keep other animal populations in check. Think of them as the quality control team of the swamp. Plus, they create habitats for other creatures. Those gator holes they dig, they provide water during dry spells and shelter for fish, turtles, and all sorts of critters. Alligators are also an indicator species, meaning their health reflects the overall health of the ecosystem. So, if the gators are doing well, it's a good sign that the environment is doing well too. See, they're not all bad. Just don't get too close, okay? Section 5. Don't be a statistic, alligator bites. Okay, I know I said they're not all out to get you, and it's true, most alligators would rather avoid humans. But there are always exceptions to the rule. And when you're talking about an animal with teeth that can crush bone, well, let's just say it's better to be safe than sorry. There are about 7 to 10 unprovoked alligator bites on humans in Florida each year. Not a huge number, but still, not something you want to be a part of. Most of these bites occur because people get too close to the water's edge, especially during mating season. springtime folks, be extra careful then. Or they feed the gators, which is a big no-no. Feed a gator once and it might start associating humans with food. Not a good look for us. So admire them from afar, don't feed them. And for Pete's sake, don't try to pet them. They're not puppies. Remember, alligators are wild animals, and they deserve our respect. They play a crucial role in their ecosystems, controlling prey populations and creating habitats for other wildlife. By keeping our distance and not feeding them, we help maintain their natural behaviors and ensure our safety. So next time you see an alligator, appreciate its beauty and power from a safe distance. Section 6: Gators gone wild when they roam free. Every now and then you hear stories about alligators showing up in unexpected places, in swimming pools, on golf courses, even in people's garages. It sounds crazy, but it happens. You see, gators are good at traveling, especially during mating season or when they're looking for new territory. And with so many canals and waterways in Florida, it's not hard for them to wander into someone's backyard. So, what do you do if you find an unwelcome visitor in your kiddie pool? First, don't panic. Call the experts. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, FWC, has a hotline you can call, and they'll send someone to relocate the gator safely. Remember, these creatures were here long before us, and it's our responsibility to coexist with them peacefully. Section 7. See you later. Alligator tourist hotspots. Now, don't let all this talk about alligators scare you away from visiting Florida. It's a beautiful state with so much to offer. Just be aware of your surroundings, especially when you're near water. And if you're really keen on seeing these incredible creatures up close, there are plenty of safe and ethical ways to do so. Take an airboat tour in the Everglades, visit a gator farm, or even go on a guided kayak trip. Just remember, these are wild animals, and we need to respect their space. And hey, maybe bring a zoom lens for your camera. Just saying. Section 8. Living with leviathans. Tips for coexistence. Living in Florida means sharing your space with alligators. It's just a fact of life. But it's not as scary as it sounds. There are plenty of things you can do to coexist peacefully with these ancient reptiles. First and foremost, be aware of your surroundings. Don't let your kids or pets play near the water's edge unsupervised. And for goodness sake, don't feed the gators. If you live on a waterfront property, keep your distance from the water, especially at night. And if you have a pool, make sure there's no easy way for a gator to get in. They can climb fences, you know. Remember, a little bit of caution goes a long way when it comes to living with alligators. Section 9. Fun fact: gator holes are nature's pools. Here's a fun fact to leave you with. Those gator holes I mentioned earlier, they're actually pretty important. During the dry season, when other water sources start to dry up, gator holes provide a vital refuge for all sorts of animals. Fish, turtles, birds, even other alligators will congregate around these watery oases. So, in a way, gators are like the unwitting caretakers of the swamp. Who knew? So there you have it, folks. Alligators. They're big, they're toothy, and they're here to stay. But with a little bit of respect and understanding, we can all share this swampy paradise we call Florida. Just remember, you're in their territory now. Stay safe out there.